On this question, we're being asked which choice completes the text. And that's one of our 3 prompts that really just mean get the main idea. If you're asked for the underlined sentence, the overall structure, or to complete the text, really, you just need to know the main idea. So let's go ahead and read generally trying to find that. So this language family is divided into a northern branch, which includes this language, and a southern, which has this language. Lexical similarities across the family, including botanical terms, confirm descent from a single language spoken millennia ago, and the family's geographical distribution suggests an origin in the U.S. Southwest. However, vocabulary pertaining to maize isn't shared between the northern and southern branches, despite the crop's universal cultivation among the tribes. Given archaeological evidence that maize originated in Mexico and diffused northward into the U.S. Southwest, linguists reason that. So this is obviously really challenging and there's a lot going on here. So let's review a little bit. So you have a northern and a southern branch of this language family, and we have the idea that we know for a fact they descended from the same language spoken millennia ago. But vocab pertaining to maize, which is a type of corn, it isn't shared between the northern and southern branches. And then we get an explanation. Archaeological evidence suggests that the maize originated in Mexico and then diffused northward into what became the U.S. Southwest. So the 2 languages descend from a common ancestor, but when it comes to this type of corn, they don't coincide. And in green, we're seeing the evidence says that it most likely originated in Mexico and moved upward. So we're looking for the idea that, yes, after these 2 cultures split apart, then they acquired maize, maybe from some other group. So let's start reading the answer choices. A says, the northern tribes likely obtained the crop directly from a southern tribe rather than from a non-tribe. In other words, a tribe that has nothing to do with their common ancestry. So that one's not going to work because the whole idea in purple we're seeing is that the vocabulary pertaining to corn is not shared between the northern and the southern. If the northern had acquired the maize from the southern, then they'd be calling it the same thing. So we can get rid of A. B, variations in maize-related vocabulary within each branch reflect regionally specific methods for cultivating the crop. Well, here we're hearing about variations within each branch. So just imagine that. Within the north, there are certain variations, and within the south, there are other variations. That kind of goes off topic from what we were talking about. We were hearing about the difference between the fact that the northern branch doesn't share language regarding maize with the southern branch. We're not really talking about the variation within the northern and the variation within the southern. So we can get rid of B. And now looking at C. The southern tribes likely acquired the maize at the same time as the northern tribes, although from different sources. Well, there's nothing in the text suggesting that they acquired it at roughly the same time. There's no evidence that would back that up, so we can get rid of that. And last but not least, D. The family's division into northern and southern branches likely preceded the acquisition of the crop by the different tribes. That makes a lot of sense because they both use this type of corn, but they call it different things. So why is that? Because they had already split apart before they each independently acquired use of this type of corn. So the answer here is D.